This is New Year's Eve, 2006 in the Emerson School in Concord, and we have a guinea pig class coming up at 4 o'clock. Here I am with Janet Holmes, and I'm having a little chat with her about her history with Tong Ren. Hi, Janet.
Hi, Seen-yee. How are you?
I'm fine. I look forward to the class and banging the doll together. So tell us everything.
The illness that I had that brought me to Tom started probably in 1995. I didn't know what had caused it. I had very, very bad stomach problems, stomach pain, terrible cramps, bloating. Then I started getting really tired, and I didn't know what it was. It wasn't all the time, but little by little it became all the time. I went from being an international consultant, living in Holland, working very hard for a telecom company, and swimming a mile every day, to being unable to go out of the house, to being unable to work, unable to talk to people. I was on 120 milligrams of hydrocodone, OxyContin, Valium, 60 milligrams of Valium a day, Neurontin, I think, forget it, but Soma.
A long list.
A lot of drugs. And this went on for several years.
But did the drugs help?
Well, it helped the pain, and it helped me get out every once in a while. I could at least go out of the house for an hour or two, maybe a day. And that was where I was at. And I went to all the best doctors. I went to the Mayo Clinic, and they kept saying, well, it's irritable bowel syndrome, and you have chronic fatigue syndrome, or maybe fibromyalgia. Here, just take the pills. We can't really do anything for you. And I went from being, 135 pounds to 110. I'm 5'9". That's not a healthy weight.
Not good.
And I was dying. I was suicidal, depressed, exhausted, couldn't sleep at night, and just in terrible pain without the pills. That was my life. And so I found Tom. I had the surgery.
You came back to the States?
I came back to the States. Before I met Tom, I finally found someone who said, stomach adhesions, a wonderful gynecologist. He said, if this is where the pain is, and I pointed where it was, if this is where the pain is, then that's what happened. I had one surgery in '76, a very big abdominal surgery after a car accident. And
what did they do?
Well, they just opened me up. I was bleeding internally, they said, and they opened me up. They didn't do anything, but they performed lots of unnecessary surgery in the '70s anyway, and I just happened to be a kid, so they opened me up. And I didn't know. Some people form scars. There's a term for it, but I blocked it. So I went to this gynecologist to find out why I was infertile. I couldn't have children in 1995. He did a laparoscopy. And I didn't understand it, but when he opened me up lower down, he put in another adhesion, and that tied my whole system, my colon up in knots. So here I was with these two big knots, one up here from the '70s, which I could live with, and then the second one, which completely made my system break down. And this doctor finally said, this is what you need surgery. Unfortunately, to get rid of this. So I had the surgery, went to Nashville, and it helped, but by this time my system was so compromised by everything that I was still taking the medication, I was still exhausted, still physical pain, it hurt.
Which year are we talking about?
This was 2003. And I came up here, and my next door neighbor saw me. Her daughter had found a breast lump, and her doctor was going to operate. And she heard about Tom. Tom was big in the Russian community in Boston. Still is.
Oh yes, among the Russians, yes.
And so my neighbor said, Janet, you have to go to Tom. He's a miracle. My brother cured. So he cured her. And I went to him, much against my will and dragging myself in. And he really helped little by little. And then finally I found out with the guinea pig classes, I just started feeling better. I didn't know what was happening, but it started to work.
Excuse me, did you start seeing Tom as a private patient?
As a private patient, yes.
And then you joined the guinea pig classes as well?
Guinea pig class, yeah. Actually, the first time I talked to Tom was over the phone. It was a blizzard. I couldn't go out, and I thought, oh good, I don't have to go to my first appointment. He won't be there. Well, I had him on the phone when Craig called. I was crying. I was very depressed. I didn't want to go. And Craig came upstairs, Janet, they want to talk to you. I was like, I don't want to talk to you, first doctor. And Craig said, please, I don't know what to do. Hand me the phone. I talked to this person, and I hear this funny tapping in the background. Blizzard at 6 o'clock in the morning. And Tom says to me, how do you feel after a minute or so? And I'm thinking, well, I stopped crying. wasn't in pain. I said, oh, actually, I feel pretty good. You know,
That's
he said, good. Come in tomorrow. You know, so I went in and
He was working on you.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
And I didn't know until about a month later till I was able to go to the Quincy guinea pig classes. And then little by little I dropped all the drugs. I'm completely drug-free. Was able to, you know, gain weight and start my life back up. It was a long process, but it's been great. And of course we do it now, and I love watching all these people healing and being involved in it.
So what did Tom say that you had?
He just said, he just turned around to me about 3 months or 4 months into it, and he said, you never were properly diagnosed. And he never said another word. He just kind of shook his head, and that was it, you know. But I really believe it was the adhesions and then all the medication on top of it, and just my system not working all that time.
So now you are like on a scale of 1 to 10, how healthy would you say you are?
Physically healthy, I would say I'm a 10.
Woo!
My blood tests are perfect, yes. Emotionally, I still have rocky moments, because, you know, it was not easy. Again, the Valium was the worst to get out of my system. That's a long-term process. But it's been almost a year, so, you know, they say sometimes it does take a year. Everything else was much easier, but that was disgusting. And that helped too. Time helped too. I did not sleep for a year. Literally, 2 hours a night. I was lucky. Now I'm sleeping 4, 5, 6 hours sometimes.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you work on yourself, like on GB13 right? C2 right? T7 left?
T7 left from the sleep. You got it. But Greg was wonderful. My husband. I could not have done it without him. He bought a doll right away, and he insisted that we take the class. Well, of course, he did all the studying on the books, and the brain fog. I'm slowly getting my mind back. I couldn't think. Well, obviously with the drugs, but also being sick.
Did you use GB13 left?
Yeah, GB13 right. Sometimes
no, left is good for focusing.
Focus. Yeah, I keep forgetting. Yes.
Yeah.
But it is coming back. It's so much. Well, it's a lot better. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
And did you attend his seminar?
Yes, we did. We went to Maine, Shaw Springs.
Oh, like last year? Well, early this year.
No, it was the year before. This was the second time. Yeah, we were the year before. That was our first class together. And then about 4 months later, I was able to get up in front of the room. I was really shy. I think a lot of us are.
Yeah, no need to be shy. It's nice to be able to help other people.
Now, it's wonderful. Yeah.
Now you're a regular, right?
Yeah.
In Concord or elsewhere?
Concord and Haverhill, and sometimes Quincy, but mostly Concord and Haverhill.
That's wonderful.
Weekends,
That's really wonderful. So thanks so much for sharing, and hope you get better sleep.
Yeah, me too.
Better and better whatever, focusing whatever you wish.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an exciting time.
Yes, and keep banging on the door.
You got it.
Thanks.
Thanks.